In this video we're going to look at Audacity, but rather than showing you how to record stuff and doing technical things like that, what I want to talk about today is levels. And by levels I mean how loud stuff is in Audacity. Now if you have a look at the podcast that I'm recording here, I've got 3 tracks. I've got the interviewer track, I've got the celebrity track, and I've got a song that I'm going to add afterwards. We'll deal with all 3. First things first, let's just zoom in just to see what's going on. So we've got the interviewer who's kind of introducing the podcast and then asks a question, and then the celebrity answers. Now, the problem that we have here that you can see almost immediately with your eyes is that the interviewer's voice is, or seems to be, a lot quieter than the celebrity's. The celebrity's voice is bigger in the waveforms. Now that's going to be a problem, but before we solve that, let's have a look at how this isn't a good way of judging whether somebody's voice is quieter or louder. So let's say I've been messing around in Audacity and moving stuff around. Now all I have to do is resize the celebrity track a little bit, and you start to think that both voices are actually the same level. So it's quite easy to get fooled in Audacity as to whether something is loud or quiet. Now of course, as you listen to it, you'll notice that it's quieter or louder. But even if you didn't listen, I want to show you a really good way of figuring out how loud stuff is. So if I just rewind it to the beginning, now you're not going to hear any noise. You can see in the top over here, we've got this level meter, and as the interviewer's voice is playing, you can see that the level is going to roughly 12. So let me just do that again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So if I put my mouse there, you'll see that the interviewer's voice really goes roughly around 12 and sometimes goes to about 9. So that's the level of the interviewer's voice. Now if I fast forward it to the celebrity, you'll see where the level goes to now. And you can see that the celebrity, when they're talking, their voice is going up to -3 and almost up to 0. On a technical note, whenever you see a level meter going into the red and close to 0, there's a danger that the sound is clipping, and what that means is the sound is too loud for the system you're recording it on. And once that happens, you get a distortion effect, and it's really hard to rescue a recording like that. So getting back to this recording, what we really need to do is reduce the sound of this celebrity so that it matches the interviewer. What we don't want to do is make the interviewer louder, because as we said before, the celebrity is close to clipping, their sound is going into the red, and what we don't want to do is start matching everybody else's voice to get louder. We want the loud sounds to get quieter. So what I'm going to do is just go up to this control, and gain means how much sound is allowed out. And what I'm going to do is just reduce that to there. So now if I play, you can see that the celebrity's voice is really going to the -12 and -9. It's starting to match the interview. So let's just go back to the start of the interview, and you can see I'll put my mouse where it's going to. It's going roughly there between the 12 and the 9, sometimes on the 12, sometimes on the 9. And now the celebrity's voice is doing the same. Sometimes it'll go a little bit higher, and sometimes it'll go a little bit quieter. Now of course, you're going to listen back to this and make sure that the sounds are in fact the same level to your ears. But visually, you really want to see what's going on over here. Now if we brought back the music, you can see, and let's put the music over here, and when we play all of it together, what we want to now do is check the levels again to make sure that they're not going into the red. So let's just play it from the start, and you can see indeed the music is added a little bit because it's now going into the -6, but everything seems to be okay. So it's not going into the red, and the music and the voices are now all leveled out and should sound really good.